D&D Pod presents Doghouse.
Magpie, a good day to you, you goat fucker.
Would you and your wife like to join in again? It was before this time. Last time, the goat ended up with a bad rash. Filthy pig.
Just so you know, I talked to your dad the other day, and he said, you know what, the best part of you was left on the sheets.
Your father, the Billy, told me that the best part of you was left in a septic tank.
Asshole.
Pickled cock.
Yeah, I got on a couple minutes early, so deal with the silence for a minute. Don't be bitching too much about it.
If you just shut the fuck up, I would enjoy it.
Milyssa, how are you? I can't hear you.
Normal, you wank too much in front of goat pornography.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you all so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being on with the doc.
No problem.
So, day's going good?
Probably good until she had to talk to you.
Yes, how about you?
Yes.
Dipstick,
You know what? Let's just get this kicked off and going. How's that?
kick it off.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
All right, there we go.
Let's do this.
I sit alone in the dark. I'm all by myself. I don't think I'll make it. Feel like the walls are closing.
I cry in the dark. Can anybody hear me? I cry in the dark. Can anybody see me? My face is a cloud. My mind has been clouded. I am a faceless soul. My head is a mess. Here's just a test, 'cause my memory fades me. One kiss to the sky, one hug to the wind. I am alone now. I catch myself, I'm battling. Nothing can hold me back.
the Doghouse.
The song you just heard was Lost at the Seams by Milyssa Rose. And joining the doc in the doghouse tonight is Milyssa Rose. Milyssa, how are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing well, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, baby.
You know, I wanted to start off by saying, you have such a wide range of musical influences, at least that I picked up in your tracks. How do you decide in what direction you go and you dive into when you're creating your new music?
You know what? It's just whatever I'm in the mood for. When I first started, people told me I needed to pick a lane. And when somebody tells me that I have to do something, I don't do it because I feel like I have to be me. So I just kind of, whatever I'm like watching or listening to, I just kind of gravitate towards whatever that style is. And I just kind of go with it, kind of just go balls in, if you will.
Well, no, you're being yourself, and I love that. I love that answer. So thank you for that. That was great.
Just who are you, Dawg?
You performed alongside some really incredible artists like Faith Evan and Rich Kids and others. So share with us some of the most memorable moments. And has it have a lasting impact on you?
Yes, it definitely has. I mean, I used to do Sweet Auburn Fest quite regularly. I knew the promoter there, and that's a very big Atlanta festival with, it celebrates, the culture and of hip hop and other genres, and which is really neat for me to be involved in that because I'm not really a hip hop artist, but I do work, with a lot of rappers. It was just a great experience to be on a stage with legends, really, and get exposed to a different audience that I normally would be in front of. And one of my biggest, I think, accolades I could probably say is when I performed at Centennial Olympic Park last year for the Look Up Atlanta. They did a Georgia showcase. They auditioned everyone and they got down to 100 and they picked about, 15 of us. And that was huge. There were thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It was like the largest fireworks display in the Southeast. So that was incredible. It was one of the biggest stages. And then we got to go on Peachtree TV and, talk about ourselves and, what kind of makes us unique. And everybody on that platform was a different genre. Like nobody was the same, which was really great because I like to do, shows where everybody kind of brings something unique to the table. Yeah. So that was probably my biggest, feather in my hat was that show.
That sounds incredible. It really does. And speaking of that, I'm going to spin something really incredible for you guys from Milyssa Rose, which is called Ollie.
I'm really sick of all you social media warriors. In fact, I'm sick of people in general. All these people all around me look like vultures. They surround me, they take up space, try to steal the light. They're full of shit like Pizzagate. I can't stand up and leave phony manufactured like baloney. I stay humble, they just mumble, they drop the ball, they always fumble. They always fumble. And I don't normally do this kind of thing, but I'm inspired like Gollum and I need the ring. All the people can't stop staring. Do you like my earring? Why can't people just be normal? They act so paranoid, conscious feelings from the deep south. Please, please, please keep my name out your mouth, 'cause I don't wanna suck you out. Honey, honey, oxen free. I'll never let you be. Honey, honey, oxen free. You can't hide from me. You can't hide from me. On the internet, people so corny. Emails all the same old story. Name drop, Bob to the gun, he got me shot. All this fakeness, make believe wakeness. Doctors, lawyers, news reporters, specialize in nothing. First on handshakes, go out. Won't you go out and chase a bag? You had your time. It's too bad. That's too bad. Ali, Ali, oxen free. I'll never let you be.
Nice track. That's a really nice track.
Thank you.
Hey, you're in the doghouse.
What did the penis say to the condom?
Not, Vincent, not now.
Cover me. I'm going in.
I got something in my ear. Sorry about that. But your latest album, the Collections 2, right? That highlights an intriguing mix of musical influences. So how did collaborating with like C-Wiz and producers like Tappy Hay and Daniel Finsley shape the overall sound and direction of that album?
Well, the Collection 2, I think, would be darker, if you will. Has a more darker aesthetic, if you will, than the Collection 1, which is a lot more poppy and, mostly what people are familiar with what I do. And this time around, I started working with a producer named Keith from Bank Hard Beats. And a while ago, back in the day, he did more industrial. And when I was in high school, I listened to a lot of that. I remember listening to Nine Inch Nails and Ministry. And it was almost like fate that kind of brought us together. And I was like, I really want to do some industrial tracks. So I got with Keith and he was like, this is what I used to do. And I said, yeah, I know. And this is why we're going to do it, because I've never done it before. And you're the guy. You're the guy to do it with. And I enjoyed like exploring that, because all I've ever done before is just listen to it. You know what I mean? I guess I was a little afraid to dive into it. Just like when I worked with Daniel, I really didn't rap that much. And he told me, like, I feel like you should do a rap album. And so then he created Ollie and a couple other tracks for me on a project called Multiple M. So Ollie and Lost in the Seams are actually re-releases. They're like two of my favorite songs that I've ever done, in my library. So I decided to, bring those back to the forefront and then do some new music that people probably have never heard me do before.
So how do you personally like the change of your music? I mean, is it like a breath of fresh air? Is it just the way I felt at the time and this is what I wanted to do?
I really like it, to be honest with you. I think it shows a lot of growth. A long time ago, back in the day, I had a band and I did a lot of rock. But, keeping people together is very difficult, right? I'm one of those people that, you know how that goes. And I, became more of a solo artist, and then I would just kind of do a band for hire kind of thing. And to me, it really goes back to the roots of what I used to listen to. It's crazy because I do a lot of pop music, but I don't really listen to a lot of pop music, which is very bizarre to me, because I can tell you 2 or 3 artists that I really like, and then all the people on the list, you're going to be like, well, how did you even come up with your style? Because you don't even do that, which is very crazy to me. But I enjoy it, and people that I've let listen to the project before it released was like, this is more of your vein than what you normally do. So it just more, I guess it suits me better, because most of what I do is very dark anyway. All the videos I put out, like, people always think that, I have a very, I like horror and serial killers, and people are like, oh, you're just doing that for attention. And I'm like, if you really pay attention to what I'm doing, is I'm giving you a message that people aren't what they seem that they are, right? And Ollie, social media, people putting on a display that they're this way or that way, but it's all a facade. And, you can't just meet anyone you meet off the internet. Right? Because you're in a van in a ditch somewhere, and that's what the message I'm trying to tell people. And I'm not just doing it because I think it's shock value. I'm doing it for like a message. And I think people don't understand that until you really get to dive into what I do and, kind of, realize like some of the community service I do, you realize this is why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because I want you to be like, oh my God, that's so whatever. No, I'm doing it because there's a message.
Right. And this wasn't one of my questions, but since you said that, do you see people, and I always say music is up to interpretation by whoever's listening to it. But do you see people getting the message that you try to put out there?
I do. And then some people don't. Okay. Some people don't get it. I think a lot of it too is, I will say this, I get a lot of hate from men, which is very strange. Like, if I've ever gotten any hate, it's always like from some guy that just can't handle the fact that I'm doing music. And it's obvious. But I think most people get it. And if you don't, then the hell with them, I guess, right? Because, I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for me. So I got to be happy with what I put out. But I also think that people now, they just gravitate for like what's out and what's comfortable and what they feel that people want them to do. And I've never been that person to, kind of follow what everyone else does, because everyone's like, well, oh, you come from Atlanta, so you should do this or you should do that. And I'm like, just because I'm from Atlanta doesn't mean I have to be like Usher.
Right. Right.
There's so much more than just, the R&B and the hip hop. I mean, there's huge, rock influence out of Athens, which is a great place to perform. I have a friend that's out there that promotes a lot of shows, and it's great to go out there because it's just such a, a melting pot of artists when you go there. Like Atlanta,
Right.
I feel like a lot of the times people want to stick to what's comfortable and what's the norm and what's out right now. And it's like, no, not everyone needs to be a mumble rapper.
Right. And I agree. And I love the fact that you stay true to yourself and true to your music. And you're right. Who gives a shit, because there's going to be people that love it and people that hate it. But in reality, who really gives a shit? One thing that we do give a shit about is another phenomenal track coming up from Milyssa Rose, which is Take Your Last Breath.
I played this game before. Different people, different score. I looked into your eyes, no soul. I'm not surprised. I won't fall for your masquerade. It is empty and depraved. How they count down the days till you leave us. I'd wish you well, where you can go straight to hell. I'd watch you drown. I'd watch you take your last breath. Take your last breath. Take your last breath. Scarred and scared. You make a mockery of what you touch. No one cares about you or your story. You lie through your teeth. I can smell you. You are awake. I watch you drown. I watch you take your last breath. 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 Watch you take your last breath. Last breath. And watch you drown in you. Take your last breath.
Nice. Nice.
You are in the doghouse.
Hitting about at 6 o'clock in the morning played havoc with Dawg's pussy.
Come on, guys. Shut the fuck up. I'm on an interview. Don't worry about that. Fucking talking in my ear while I'm doing this shit. What the hell? I can't get away. But, with Bankcard Beats handling the mixing of the mastering for the entire project, right?
Yes, he remastered Ollie and he remastered Lost at the Seams. I will be honest with you, I did have another engineer producer I was working with, and unfortunately he passed a couple years ago.
Oh, no.
And that I did those songs with him. Those are kind of like near and dear to me because I had recorded with him. But when I got with Keith, I was like, listen, these are older and I want to put them out and I need to make everything sound consistent. And he's amazing. And he made it sound like, because you don't want to listen to a project and be like, well, who mixed that? Why does that sound so different than that? And he
Right.
made it all, the Very nice. Yes. So Keith is awesome. I mean, I can't say enough. I mean, I met him through somebody on Facebook because I started actually recording myself, which couldn't believe I started to do, but I didn't really want to go into a studio and just work with anybody because I have massive trust issues. I won't lie to you. And like, I don't know. I just want to go in the studio and work. You know, I'm not really into like bullshit. I just want to work. And when I worked with D, I felt so comfortable. Like I was friends with him and we had such a great connection. And when I lost him in my life, I was like, what am I going to do now? And then I kind of networked online and I found Keith and I've been working with him ever since.
Well, you know, that's kind of like destiny, I think, number one. And being a master at engineering is phenomenal, especially to find, because there's a lot of engineers out there, but what they do with your stuff sometimes isn't what you want done.
Yes, it is. Sometimes they take the creative liberty to do whatever they want. It's funny that you say that because I was listening to something today and it's like there was an artist and they were kind of referred to somebody else and they were eating up her mix. And then I listened to the person that was critiquing her mix and I was like, I know you're not talking about anybody. But it's just so funny to see people and like that do music and entertainment and how hateful they are to one another. It's like, it's incredible to me.
You know, and you're one of the first guests that hasn't blew smoke up my ass about that. Because it's always, we're just big family and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I want to sit here and throw up. It's like, come on, you know, who the fuck do you? I've been in the business over 35 years. I know the business. I know it's not like that.
No, it's not at all.
But, you know, it should be. It really should be. You know, I don't see what always the problems are, but you're right. It's like high school backstabbing shit all over again. You know what I mean?
It is. It really is like Mean Girls, and that's why I try to be as self-contained as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very selective with who I work with and who I deal with. And I don't say that out of a place of arrogance. I just say that because I just don't like bullshit.
Right.
Like I like to work and get shit done. And then people want to work with me, and then I kind of have to look at their work ethic. And a lot of times I've done songs with people and they never release them. And I'm like, don't come at me with that. You know, it's like, if I'm going to do something, we're going to work on it and you're going to put it out. If not, like, I'll go work on my own music and put it out, you know, when I feel like doing it. You know, it's not a big family, like you said. It's really not. It's funny that you say that because a long time ago I was listening to like an interview or it was a blurb from Bunny XO, Jelly Roll's wife, and she said the music industry is terrible. It's like, and she used to be an escort. An escort is saying this. Like, it is. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, you would think that the sex industry would be worse. But no, the music industry is terrible. Like, it really is. They'll steal your music. And I had somebody give me a hard time because I wanted to copyright our music. And they said that sounded shady. Okay. Well, you know, you got to register your music, dumbass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's part of the business. Like,
yeah.
So it's incredible to me the things that people have come up with. It's amazing.
Oh, it is. It is. You know, your industrial rock track, Set the World on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of addresses themes of societal downfall. So share some insights on that and the creative process behind that track. And last but least, the message that you hope it conveys.
Well, funny story that I put out a song called Set the World on Fire when Los Angeles is burning. What is that about? Like, I felt kind of shitty about that. I'm not going to lie to you, but I had this all planned before the world really did set on fire. And I'm hoping that people see that it has nothing to do, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not, you know, celebrating anything like that. But I feel that in actuality, the world really is setting on fire. Like, if you look at the United States of America, my mother has immigrated from the Philippines. She even said to me, the United States is almost turning into a third world country.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's true. I think people don't want to admit that, but it's just so much, from election scandals and corrupt government. And it's just like every other day with all the media. And it's just like the world is just shit, right? That's how it feels. You turn on the TV and everything is falling apart. You go on social media and people are so hateful about politics, and they want to talk about religion and I don't understand it. And it's just like it's like the decline of our civilization. I feel like we as human beings are killing ourselves. Like nothing's going to come from the sky and take us all out. I think we're going to take ourselves out because we're shitty. Human beings, I think, are shitty. Like, not all of them, but I feel like that's what it is. And if you go on social media, it's like, my God, are these people like walking around? Like, are these the people that are setting the stage for our world? Because, I come from a time where, social media is supposed to be fun, right? I think it's supposed to be fun. I'm sure that most people want to get on there as an escape. And now you just kind of scroll through there and you're like, God, these people are freaking it.
Fucking whack.
Like, I thought I was crazy. Yeah. And then I see these people and I'm like, this can't be real. But I think that's what I want people, when they listen to that message, I want them to understand that it is true. Like, we are really creating a place in the universe that is not very comfortable, that makes a lot of people want to pack their shit up and move to the mountain.
No, you're right. And that's one of the biggest reasons I moved out to the country, is because I just got tired of the shit. And the city just became a cesspool of nothing but crime. And it was just, I had enough. So, and I know other artists that are like you too, Milyssa, as far as being self-contained to the point where until you need somebody else to step in and then help you finish your project. So it's because people are shitty.
No, it's true. Like, I was watching a documentary. I can't even remember the guy's name, but there were a bunch of black metal artists. And it's like they have a huge following. And they just do everything by themselves. Just everything. Yeah. They don't need anybody. And I'm like, that is a dream. That is a freaking dream. Like, I know that sounds terrible, but that's a dream to me, to deal with absolutely no BS. Just work on your art, do what you want to do, put it out, and people will resonate with it. And, and hopefully you'll have a career and be sustainable.
No, and I agree. That is a dream. That I think that's the way it was back in the, the earlier years of rock and roll, where label signed you. They signed you for who you were, no matter if it was, ripping up hotel rooms or total opposite. I mean, you got your creativity to do what you wanted to do it your way. But then it turned into where you lost as an artist almost everything, and they didn't want to support you anymore. And if they did, it just became a shithole. And and Magpie, my producer, so fuck you when I say this, because he hates me saying this, but I see things changing. I see labels out there that are giving the artist 100% creativity to do what they do and not pull the bullshit they did in the past years, as far as taking it away or saying, hey, we're going to shelf your songs and you don't have the rights to them. We do. And if we want to put them out, we will. If we want to find somebody else to sing them, we will. And you don't have any right to it. And so many bands I talked to got into that, which almost led to the destruction of the band. So hopefully good future ahead for you.
Yes. When I was younger, I always thought, I want to sign a deal, right? Thought that was going to be it, right? I'm going to sign a deal and they're going to give me all this money. And I'm like, no, a label is a bank, right? A bank. And if they don't make their money off of you, then you're going to, you're going to wind up in, bankrupt and
paying them back money.
Paying them back, so, I get it. It's, I'm glad I'm independent. Of course, I don't do this full time. Music is not my full time gig. Would I love it to? Of course I would. But the reality is I know a lot of people out there also, they put a facade that that's all they do is music, right? And let's be honest.
Right.
Let's keep it 100. But independent artists, they got a 9 to 5, right? Because I got to fund it some way, right? Yep. And it certainly isn't, from being online and bitching all day. And, but yeah, I'd love to, but I enjoy music. It's like my therapy. After Dee passed away, I really didn't know if I wanted to continue doing music. And I do, I had a dream and he was in it. He said, we're not done yet. So I just said, okay, we're going to keep it rolling. And keep putting out content, keep putting out music that I like to put out, that hopefully other people will like too, and they'll tell a friend, and we'll just see what happens.
Well, that's all you can do. And I'll tell you what, we're glad that you did decide to keep on going. And speaking of that, Doc's going to spin one last track from Milyssa Rose. And here is Set the World on Fire. Guys, give that a good listen to when you're listening to it. It's a great, great song.
You're in the doghouse.
So,
Champagne, everybody! Party time!
it's not party time yet, guys. So, Milyssa, give our listeners the info
Give us the info.
where to find your music, okay, your videos, any merchandise, any upcoming release dates or anything that you want to promote, etc., gigs, etc., etc., etc.
Okay, so mrosemusic.com is the best place to reach me at on my website. It's got all my links. I am Milyssa Rose on all platforms. So that's Milyssa Rose. I will be releasing an album January 24th, 2025, with a video for Set the World on Fire. And of course, that's the title, that's the single. And then on July 31st, I'm releasing a video for Take Your Last Breath. And actually, I am on a project with an artist named White Gold. It's a re-release of a song called Smell the Roses. He's actually just dropped that. So I'm on that album. And then I've got some other features that are coming through with MDC exclusive. I've got a song that will be coming out with him. And I did a project with Soulfire Tunes, Jake Ryan. We did a bunch of collabs. So that should be coming out as well. And then I'll probably be doing some shows in the springtime. But I haven't gotten those dates yet. But mostly just really kind of working in the studio and releasing tracks that way.
Busy, busy, busy. So you guys, you heard it. You know where to go find Milyssa Rose, and definitely go find her. Check her out, follow her, listen to her music, check her downloads and streaming stuff. She's a great artist, guys. So give her a listen to. And I want to say thank you. And a big, big thank you to Milyssa Rose for joining Dawg today in the Doghouse.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for having me. I appreciate it. I really had a great time. I think that I had a good time. I felt like I was like talking to a friend. It didn't feel really like rigid. You know what I mean? Like I talk to people all the time and they don't know anything about me. And I feel like you studied up on that. And I like that because sometimes people are like, well, I don't even know the name of that song. And I'm like, why am I here, sir?
No, you know what? I've been in it long enough. I know good music. I always listen to my artists before I talk to them, well before I even get on the interview with them. So I am familiar with your stuff, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons I'm doing this with you, because I like good music, and there's a lot of shit music out there. You know what I mean? And I say that, and I don't have a problem saying it. There is a lot of shit music out there, but I love to have the cream of the crop. Let's say that. I mean, I think you're one of the tops. And so again, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. And I wish you all the best in the future. And just know that we're here to help you out if we can. In any way, the Doc is, Magpie Sally is, MD Podhub is. So we're here for you. Speaking of MDs, I want to give big shout outs to MD Podhub, my producer, Magpie Sally, Matt R. and Dogbone Studio. And so the Doc will be back next week. And in the meantime, guys, be kind to one another. And always keep on rocking. And from the Doghouse, Doc and Milyssa Rose are out of here.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Milyssa. Take care now.
Bye. Take care. Thank you.
You have a great one now.
You too. Take care. Thank you.
Bye, everybody! Dawg is one big pickled cock.
MD Pod presented Doghouse.